Hey everyone, welcome to week 4 of the Stitch Party Stitch Along. I'm Jewel with Friday Night Needlepoint, and if you're new here, we're doing one new decorative stitch a week for 24 weeks. So you can join at any time. You didn't need to join on week 1. You can join on week 23. The only thing is every month you just need to post your progress photo or video to be eligible for the monthly giveaway. So this month is a self-finishing bag charm keychain, and I will paint you a custom initial canvas with 2 colors and thread of your choice. So that's what's on the table. A lot of good participation so far. We've had a lot of fun stitches, and we even had a Zoom session last week, so it was fun to see everyone and what you're working on. So I don't know, I just love this little community that we have going on here, and I want to keep the ball rolling. So anyways, let's pick our stitch for the week out of the mystery bag. Alright, Super S. Oh, I'm so excited. This one was in the stitch off and didn't win. But it's near and dear to my millennial heart of the Super S that we drew all on our notebooks for some reason. I saw this on some Stitch Inspo photo a long time ago, and I just made a chart for it because I couldn't find it anywhere online. So you can come at me if you don't like how I did this one. But anyways, let's pick our color. So far we've had pink, blue, red, so yellow and teal are up. Oh, teal's up for grabs. Okay, so we're gonna do teal, my favorite color, and I will turn you around and show you how to do this one. And this week I will remember at the end of this video to post a stitch diagram. So sorry on last week, tech difficulties. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think about this stitch and if you used it. Happy stitching!
Alright, I'm going to warn you right now that this stitch is going to be difficult, but it is very rewarding and I think an amazing background stitch. So I've already mapped out this square and I'm starting 5 intersections up and starting with our first slant. So the reason why it's a little difficult is some of these slants are not directly in line with the intersections. So for this one, you want to make sure you have it right on the first time. And you're going to go down 1 intersection and over 3. And that's where you're going to end your hole. And now you're going to do this 4 more times, so you have 5 slants. And that makes up 1 part of this stitch. Now that you have your 5 slanted stitches, I'm not going to call them satin stitches because they're kind of an offset diagonal. Now you're going to do a regular satin stitch that goes over 2 intersections. And you really want to look at the stitch diagram to see how this is offset. Then the next one, you're going to go up diagonally from the last hole. Then you're going to go down 2 intersections and over 1. And then you're going to do a vertical stitch that comes up and goes over 3 intersections, and you're going to end in the same hole that you ended the last stitch in. And it's really important when you're doing this stitch to repeat it the same way so that these 3 stitches that we just did lay together in the same pattern. And then my favorite word, we are going to mirror what we just did and do it on the other side in the opposite direction. Now that we have our 5 slanted stitches done, now we're going to come up and then go over 2 intersections on a normal satin stitch. And the way of the stitch diagram is so that we're going towards the center of each stitch. Hopefully that makes sense. So you want to make sure again that your threads are overlaying in the correct pattern. So this one is the one that you go 2 intersections up and 1 intersection over, and then your vertical stitch comes up and goes over 3, ending in the same hole that you ended the last stitch in. And then the same for this next one that goes 2 intersections up and 1 intersection over, you're ending in the same hole as the last 2 stitches. And then now you're just gonna do what you did before. Okay, now that you're done with that section, you're gonna come up and then go back towards the center. So that's why I think you really need to look at the stitch diagram to get a better understanding. But this is basically just a leaf stitch, inverted. So if you know how to do the leaf stitch, you can definitely do this. And it starts to look like a fishbone after a while. So I did a little bit of compensation on the next row. And again, I think this stitch is really best easily understood when you're doing it in rows. So just doing a little bit of compensation over here. Again, doing our slanted stitches, but remembering that there's kind of a wall where the paint ends. So we're not going to be able to finish the full leaf part of the stitch, but we're gonna end it just at the very edge. So for compensation over here, I'm going to finish that first part just because we started on the slant. And then now we're going to do the top part of the leaf. But I will say, instead of doing the 1 slant stitch, going 1 down and 3 over, you can just do a continental stitch. I think it ends that a lot better than having kind of a weird overlap. So that's the way I compensated on both the top and the bottom. And so this is the completed stitch. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. And I think that this would be a beautiful background stitch. It's not super busy, and it does look very geometric after a while. So I can't wait to use this on my next project. Happy stitching!